People were like diagnosing me in my comment sections, and I thought that they were insulting me, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I was like, that's wild. There's no way I'm autistic. And then I started researching it, and it became like a special interest of mine, which should have told me something at the beginning. I was basically trying to prove that diagnosis that I thought I was going to be receiving wrong, as if there was like an issue with it. I don't know why I was struggling so much with it, but then I could not really ignore how much it all lined up.
From the news team at LinkedIn, I'm Jessi Hempel, and this is Hello Monday. It's our show about the changing nature of work and how that work is changing us. Children are being diagnosed so much more frequently with autism today. In fact, 1 in every 31 kids in the United States has an autism diagnosis. That's according to the CDC, and it's so much more frequent than when I was a kid. Now, there are so many reasons for this, and many of them we probably don't even know. But one really big reason is that a lot of kids just didn't get diagnosed. And that's why so many adults are receiving diagnoses today. They're people like you, me, people you may know. They are people like today's guest, Elyse Myers. Elyse sought out her own diagnosis, which she received earlier this year. She's 31 years old. Now, you might know Elyse from Instagram or TikTok. She first went viral in 2021 with this great video about this first date she had where she bought the guy 100 tacos. Now, since then, Elyse has grown to have millions of followers who love her vivid storytelling, her really authentic expression. She's also just released a new book. It's called That's a Great Question I Would Love to Tell You. And it's a really fun read, a memoir in stories. Today, Elyse joins me in the studio to talk about her autism diagnosis, about how much it threw her, and how once she got through the surprise of it, how much it helped make sense of so many things she hadn't understood about herself. Here's Elyse Myers. You talk so elegantly in this book and out in the world about mental health.
Yeah.
And specifically, there's this wonderful story in the book of a panic attack that you have.
Oh, yes.
Written so fully that in the beginning of the chapter, I'm not really sure what's going on inside your mind, right? Because you're in it. You're in it with us.
Yeah.
But really what that is the story of how we connect to people. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you've learned about connecting to people.
Yeah, I think I have learned that it comes easier for a lot of people than it does, I think, me naturally. And I've worked really, really hard at understanding myself so that I can then give people the tools, the tool basket, toolkit.
Toolkit?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
The basket of tools, I don't know, to know me and give them the opportunity to actually have a successful relationship with me in person. And when writing, it was really interesting because I came up with so many metaphors for what it feels like to not be able to connect to people. And I thought I understood that struggle of there's a in that story there's this part where I say it's sometimes I wish I could just project my thoughts onto a wall and show you what I'm feeling, because when the burden of trying to explain it, and I just get in the way of it, and then I get frustrated and it feels like I'm in a dream and I'm screaming but you can't hear me, and I want so badly to be your friend and I want to be a consistent part of your life, but I don't know how to do that in a way that doesn't overwhelm me so much that I just run away and then never talk to you again, which is very confusing for people that I'm I love you so much, and then I never see you again. And it's it makes no sense. So I think that not just through the process of writing this book, but probably the last 10 years, I've just spent learning that it's okay to give people an instruction manual on how to love you, but it requires you knowing yourself. And that is hard to do, especially when you're neurodivergent and you're figuring things out as you go, and you're falling forward every day. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I've learned about connection.
You mentioned being neurodivergent. You have a relatively new autism diagnosis, right?
I do, yeah.
Will you tell me a little bit about what it was like to receive that and how you came to search it out in the first place?
Yeah. I was, well, so at first, people were like diagnosing me in my comment sections, and I thought that they were insulting me, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I like dove heavily into the research of it, which should have told me something at the beginning, because that just became my special interest for years. I was basically trying to prove that diagnosis that I thought I was going to be receiving wrong. And I just wanted to be like, there's no way. And as if there was like an issue with it. I don't know why I was struggling so much with it. But then I could not really ignore how much it all lined up and matched up with me. And then when I had my sons, I started... I just saw so much of myself in them, which how much is personality, how much is genetics, how much is just they're around me, so we act like each other. But then I started looking up like how hard is it to get your child assessed and when and what that looks like. And then I learned it's a really long wait list and it's a long assessment, and it helps if one of the parents has been diagnosed. And not that they needed to be assessed, but I just started thinking that down that road. And then I was like, well, I've been wondering, so if it helps and maybe I'm not, and then it's fine.
What happens when you're an adult and you think, I want to start this journey?
It's
I know
hard.
who I call for my son.
Yeah. You go, I just was Googling like adult autism assessments, and then found it through a great center in where I live in Nebraska. I just got lucky. There's like, it's an incredible, I can't even remember the name of it now, but like, it's one of the best in the Midwest to like be, that sounded like it's one of the best in the Midwest. You go get your autism diagnosis. Like, that's really funny. Sorry. But yeah, I went, and she's like, it's a long and like painful process. Are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, no, not really, but I feel like it's important. And it was really hard. It basically was like me. She would ask me a question, and I would answer the way I've been answering things my whole life, because I've been masking my whole life.
Yeah.
And I would have to go back and be like, I'm sorry, I was lying. Like, or not lying, but I'm sorry, that's actually not how I feel. Like, and I would then go and correct myself. And it's like hours, and then over like a course of like 6 months. And then you have to like give people in your life surveys on you as like a person and like how you're doing, like rate us 1 to 10. How are we doing? Like, and then my like husband had to fill that out, like my brother, like me, and then the person like overlaps all these answers, and it's like, what is accurate? What is real life? What is her being too hard on herself? What is someone not knowing that she's masking? Like trying to piece all of it together, and you get essentially scores in all of these different arenas. It's very similar to when I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 16, but just way longer and more and harder and like sad. Like I would leave feeling so sad and drained, but like I was doing it to myself, and I just was like, why am I doing this? Like, what is this for?
Why sad? What was...
Well, you're sitting around talking about all of the things that are really hard for you and that you're not good at, essentially. It's like I'm like why am I trying to you're having to like educate a stranger on all of your shortcomings, essentially, of what it feels like as a shortcoming. But it's not. It's just a different flavor of like relating to the things around you. And it's just, I didn't know that I could be that flavor, and then other people could be like, I like that flavor. I don't know if that makes sense, but
it does. It does. I think you're getting at something that I think a lot about, which is the way that the diagnosis is so helpful. It can be so helpful, but it requires that we pathologize a set of attributes that maybe wouldn't need pathologizing if we didn't live in a neurotypical world.
Right, exactly. That's what it felt like. I was like, some of these aren't even issues I know. They're not problems at all, but they're not even things I noticed about myself. So, and it's like then having someone else call that out in you too. It's like you feel like you're in trouble pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
But you're not, and none of it is bad. But it really has changed the way that I am patient with myself and like gracious with myself. And it allowed me to have some breathing room in my brain, it felt like, for the first time, to just be like, you know what, some things are just gonna be this way, and it's okay. And like, slow down a bit, slow down.
So you're talking a little bit about how the unlock for you was a positive thing for you personally. Have you noticed any difference in the way that either your smaller community or physical community, like the people you know and love every day, or your larger community of fans have shifted in the way that they interact with you?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference, I think, is the way that I communicate with my friends and family. Like, especially like the ones that really, really want to know me well. Like,
Yeah.
I was just telling this to someone else. I can't remember who it was, but like the texting thing is really, it's either like I'm texting you all day, every day, or like you're never going to hear from me again. And I don't know how to find a middle ground to that.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity once I knew myself better to be like, you know what? To my brother, I'm like, I feel a lot of panic when I read our family's text messages. And
Oh my gosh, a family text message chain.
Yeah. No, it's too much. And so I'm like, if anyone is going to get a response from me, I'm sorry if it is this way, but like less pressure. Just like, I'm thinking of you, period. And maybe if you're doing that again in a week, like do that again in a week, and like you're gonna get a better response from me. But that's like a very niche specific example. But like they're not just like, wow, Elyse just is really a bad sister. She's like
Right.
really bad at participating in this family. And it's allowed them to understand that.
Did you find that anybody was like, oh yeah, I thought this all along?
No, I think when I was diagnosed with ADHD for sure, because I just was heavy on the H, like very off the walls kid. But with the autism diagnosis, to be honest, I found like a lot of people were like, really? And which felt really invalidating. Not that it's not like I am autistic. So it's not like I'm asking them to accept that.
Right.
But it almost made me feel like, first, I'm angry I'm that good at masking because it's emotionally exhausting.
You're angry that you are good at masking.
Yeah, I'm angry that I've had to get very good at it.
And what opens up to you when you feel the need to mask less?
I just enjoy my life more. I'm like, I enjoy things more. I just feel really close to people that are in my life that I can like be really honest with, and it can like relax a little bit, It's like I'm less nervous around people when I can be honest, and I'm not like, don't fuck it. Oh, sorry. Don't.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, don't mess it up. Like, don't mess this conversation up. It's really helpful to me, and it makes the conversations I have with people a lot more genuine, and I'm in them. I'm like present in them because I'm not like, okay, like just don't move your body like that. Don't like hold yourself like that. Don't rock. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to fidget in this chair with you. I'm going to probably be sitting in multiple ways at some point in this interview. But but I'm here and I'm enjoying my conversation with you, and that's what I want. I don't want to think, wow, I looked really the whole time and I don't remember a word that we said to each other.
Well, it feels to me like in that, thematically so much about this book is about, how we further human connection and about your own desire for that connection and all that you have learned on the way to furthering it. And it sounds to me like part of what I'm hearing is that diagnosis, that autism diagnosis, unlocked for you a better ability to connect with the people that you care about.
Totally. Yeah.
Because you weren't doing so much filtering out pieces of your real self that you felt were unacceptable.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also allowed me to love myself more too, because it's like I'm not deeming so many things as unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is just that flavor.
Well, let's talk about your professional life a little bit. I mean, we're a professional show, and I am very curious. You dive into Elyse in the workplace.
Yes.
What have you learned? What have you learned about how to communicate well in that environment, particularly given your autism?
Are we talking about the notes I take on people?
Yes. I think this is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yes. The map of this, the tour guides of you, that idea from that story of like people will paint you a map of themselves, or will give you the components of it and tell you about it. And it's your job to kind of like put it together. And there's like the map of your people around you. And it's like the things they love and the things they do for other people and their favorite hobbies and music and their family. And then there's like a map of like, dangerous places like that only a few people can navigate through. And some people get that smaller mini map that's more intimate and an inner circle kind of part of their life. And if you're listening and paying attention enough, you can build those maps of all the people around you. And I think that I think that like learning how to connect with people in that way and be interested in them, especially at work, because the job is easy, but the people are hard. That's usually how it goes for me. Learning to like put the puzzle pieces in like the map of them together just allows me to feel like I'm not. It's just that like genuine connection with them. It's knowing them. I think that knowing people is really important to me because it makes them less scary. It allows me to feel, present, connected. I just love the idea of the maps. I think that that's a really cool visual.
I love that visual. And I also think what you said, the job is easy, but the people are hard.
Yeah.
That describes so many different types of jobs.
Yeah.
In so
Totally.
many different types of arenas, right?
Yeah,
The actual work, you can learn to do the work. What you need to learn to do in most environments is navigate the people.
It's hard.
Right.
And so many dynamics.
Yeah.
And if you're not like picking up on social cues, you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Explicitly tell me, are they dating? Are they a work wife husband? What does that mean? What's a work wife? What do you mean? Like, is this your wife or not? I've legitimately thought that these two people were married for a year. I worked there and I was like, they're married. And then their actual wife came in. I didn't think anything was happening. They didn't act married. They just kept saying that's his wife, like his work wife. Anyways.
And so you took that imbalance, right?
I'm like, you said it was his wife. He's his wife.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
No. It's not.
Did you feel like the joke was on you?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like a lot of not being in the loop in that way is like, where did you guys all get the instructions to this? And when did you meet up beforehand to like talk about this so that you would exclude me from it? You know what I mean? Like that's not it. And I think that it's hard to not put yourself in that place. It's like a very victim kind of place to be, which is not real. It's not reality, but there is an imbalance of information happening, but that the imbalance is happening like from my brain, and like the other people's brains are telling them the information, and my brain the communication's missing at some point.
Right.
And so it's not like they're not doing that to me. And I think that it's like just learning that like you're just going to miss out on some of those, but you can just ask questions,
There's a whole like strain of human relating that's kind of a pain in the butt and gets in the way of me wanting to do my work. And sometimes I wish that I could just not put a blinder on and not experience it. Does it ever feel like actually that's helpful to you because it clears the path for you to just be more effective?
Well, I mean, it makes me yes and no, definitely. Right. I can seem like I'm walking into something that's very fearlessly because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if I had more information, I would be more nervous about this. But like, it's almost like you're going in blind to a lot of things, and so it's helpful, but also it keeps you awake at night because you're like, oh my God, like I hope that person wasn't offended when I asked that like deeply, deeply personal question the first like 5 seconds of meeting them. I have so many stories like that, like sitting across from like, I didn't know that I couldn't ask that. And like, but you get a lot of really cool information out of people.
So in your professional life now, as a content creator, as a creative, you are ostensibly your own boss, right?
I am. I own a company.
So how does your neurodivergence support your current career path? If that's even a way to ask the question. It sounds a little hokey, but I'm curious, it probably does.
I'm very, very good at my job. I'm very good at what I do because I am obsessive with what I do. And I'm also very hard to get a hold of. And so it's like, it helps in a lot of the ways. Like, I mean, every single page of that book, every aspect of the jacket on that book, everything in it is like, I sat and picked out paper because I wanted someone to walk up and go, wow, that feels really good on my hands. And then other papers were like, had a really weird hand feel. And I was like, no one's going to want to hold that. Like, because I'm sensitive to textures, like things like that. Like that was really important to me about the book. And it's decisions that look and sound like that over a course of a whole day. I'm particular, and I think that some people can think like that you have too many opinions about this, but I know I'm really good at my job. And so if you just let me run, like it's great. It's a great way to go. But I also have to have people around me that can reel me in as well and be like, that doesn't need to be a decision you have to make at this point. We don't have time. Like and let people make those decisions. So, but yeah, I think it's helpful for business.
Okay, so how have you gotten smart about figuring out who you need around you? And how to let them run in their lanes? reading the acknowledgments of your book felt to me like, oh, I can see the way in which you are decoding the world around you, and you have chosen the people to do business with.
Yes.
For more than just their business acumen.
Oh, yeah. I think that it just takes being like working with patient people that can see the vision in it. I think that oftentimes it can be really hard, like, to find a good team of people around you. And I'm really lucky that, like, I work with people that really value creativity, that value health, that value being together, like, on the same page, that trust me, and that, like, believe in me. Like, belief in somebody, and, like, believing the best, knowing that, like, they're not going to talk bad about you behind their back, knowing that, like, they've got you. They can answer a question the way that you would answer it, whether you're in the room or not. Like, that trust is just, like, so important. And, like, so I just feel lucky, but, like, that also comes with being so intentional with, like, the conversations you have at the start with, like, meeting with them. And yeah.
So there's one other area I want to touch on.
Yes.
Which is you made a considered decision to step off of the internet for a little while. And you walked your audience through that decision and to come back. And I would love for you to share a little bit about that decision, why you made it, and what happened next.
Yeah. My family's two values are healthy and together. And if anything threatens those two things, it will change, whatever it is. And we were going through our stuff with our son's heart, and I was learning a lot of information very quickly about something I never ever wanted to know about, which was, like, the congenital heart disease, and, like, the hole in his heart. And it was a lot to process, and I just felt like, how am I going to process this information and then immediately turn around and, like, tell millions of people about it? I needed to be in it and home and present, and not worry about how am I going to re-explain this to a stranger. And it just felt like I needed to bubble wrap and cling wrap my family and my life into this right here. And I couldn't focus on anything else. And so I was, like, fine if all of it went away, to be honest. Like, I didn't want it to, but I was like, if the decision for me to step away means I lose all of it, then that's the best decision for me right now. And I'll figure that out later when I get there. And so I stepped away, and I like, had time at home with my family, and we dealt with my son's heart. And I was like, I don't know what it's going to look like after when I come back. I don't know if I want to come back. I want to feel, like, healthy and safe in my life. And after about 6 months, I can't remember, 6 or 8, it was a long time, 12 years, I don't know. But I have no idea. Time is, I don't know, isn't real. I was like, I feel good now to come back. And I don't think I ever came back the same, definitely not. But I'm back in the way that feels best for me now. And I'm happy because I love what I do. But, like, there's always going to be other things you can do. But I just wanted to make sure that our values were still, like, really, really strong.
I love and appreciate that. In particular, I love how you communicated about that process as you went. And I often wonder about, I'm a journalist by training, and before I came into this seat, I spent my early career writing about the technologists and the technologies that powered the social web. I've always been very interested in the connection between creators and identity, because it feels like you create content and you begin fossilizing yourself in real time. And then when you as a person change, it can be very difficult to negotiate your relationship.
Totally. That's a
with
really
that portal.
good way to put that.
And so I'm curious if you feel that your identity as a person is flexible enough and your identity as a business is flexible enough that you can keep on becoming the person you want to become while also being the Elyse that we all love.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think if you look at my content from when it started to right now, so much change has happened in me. But, like, the person of me is still the same. But, like, I feel like I've just been becoming more of myself in front of a bunch of people. And I'm doing that openly and honestly. And it's really powerful. I think that, like, if you are always honest about who you are and what you love, and you're not trying to like hide parts of your life not in a boundaries way, but like I don't know if I want to like embarrass myself in that way. It's like the more open you can be, the easier it is for people to like watch you evolve, because they love you and they're bought into you and they believe in you. And like, just like when you watch your friend slowly like blossom into a really cool person over like 10 years, it's like your love for them makes you want to like root them on when they grow as a person, And so, I believe that like, because I have just always remained open in that way with people, that when I like now, I don't know, I think I'm in the season right now where I'm like, I truly feel like I'm the most myself that I've ever felt and the most comfy in myself I've ever felt. And like doing cool new things that I thought I would never be able to do and that I'd always thought I'd be like too scared to do. But because I share that with people throughout, I take everyone on that journey with me. It's like they're going through the change as well. So it's like I'm bringing everybody along,
Yeah.
So I think it makes it easier in that way.
That was Elyse Myers, an artist. And if you need a job title, I guess you could call her a viral content creator. That's a title that is really endemic to this moment, right? Her new book is called That's a Great Question I Would Love to Tell You. And you can check it out wherever books are sold. There's this one big idea that I'm going to be taking away from this episode. It's this idea that it is okay to give someone an instruction manual on you. In fact, it's even a gift to give someone a set of instructions on how you work. It helps you communicate better, it helps you feel seen, and it helps others see you better. Now, we're going to talk about this and so much more this week on Office Hours. We will get together as we always do on Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. You can find us on the LinkedIn news page. That's me and our senior producer, Sarah Storm. Or you can check the show notes for a link. We always drop one there. If this episode meant something to you, I hope you will share it with someone you care about. And as always, I will be right back here in the studio next week with more Hello Monday. Thank you. Hello Monday is a production of LinkedIn News. This show is produced by Lolia Briggs, Rachel Karp, Ava Ahmad-Beghi, and Adam Yates. Sarah Storm is our senior producer. Sound design and engineering by Asaf Gadron. Mixed by Tim Boland. Our theme music was composed just for us by the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. Michaela Greer is a friend of the show forever. Kyle Ransom Walsh is editor-at-large of editorial graphics. Dave Pond is head of production and creative operations. Courtney Coop is head of original programming. Dan Roth is the editor-in-chief of LinkedIn. I'm Jessi Hempel, and this is Hello Monday. See you next week.